Good evening, guys. And right now we have a comparison between two top flagships. One coming from Samsung, the Korean market, and the other coming from the Chinese dudes over there at ZTE, the Nubia Red Magic 5G, and of course the Ultra. So let's get into it. Real quick, I want to talk about the bodies in the build. First of all, as you can see, this is a very plain gray, like a really weird kind of bland gray. I actually like the build itself. It's pretty sturdy. It's nice in the hand. I like the way it kind of grips in the back. The Note 10 Plus to me felt really super plasticky, and this one feels a lot sturdier, more like the 10s Max. It has a little heft to it. Feels metally. The back is still a little plasticky feeling, but it feels more glassy, if you could say that, than the Note 10 Plus. More like the iPhone XS Max or the 11 Pro Max, where I really like the heftiness of it. It just feels really premium. And this is closer to that than the Note 10 Plus. I like the band around the phone. I'm not sure if it's steel or aluminum. It does look like steel. Looks pretty good. Feels very sturdy, just like the iPhone XS Max and the 11 Pro Max. It's very well built, and I like this. I like this better than the, like I said, the Note 10 Plus. As you can see, just everybody kind of complains about this camera looking thing, and it is ugly. I'm not gonna lie, but you get used to it quickly. Once you throw on a case on there, it doesn't look too bad. I mean, it evens out the phone pretty well. So with the case on, so yeah, it's not bad. It does pick up a lot of fingerprints, as you can see in the back. Pretty nasty and greasy. So you gotta wipe that down with your little handy chamois that you get. I don't think Samsung includes one in the box actually, because I just opened the box, but got this one from LG, I think. I don't know. Anyways, then we have the Red Magic 5G, as I've talked about before. This has a beautiful red and black finish. The red is just kind of subtly in there in every accents around the phone. The black shines very well. It's black. It's glass in the back, glass in the front, and it does have a metal band around the phone. Very classy, very nice. I love this phone. This is probably my favorite looking phone I've ever owned. Honestly, ever seen. I just love the red and the black put together. I'm not sure what the transparent one will look like when it comes out, but yeah. No, if we feel them in the hand, this one has a 5,000 milliamp hour battery. This has a 4,500 milliamp hour battery here on the Red Magic, and honestly, the Red Magic feels a little bit heavier, a little heftier. Has a nice heft to it. It's nice. This one, although it is not as heavy, it feels a little more, if you want to say, a little more plasticky-ish. It's not as light as the LG V60, which that was pretty light. Felt a little bit not as premium. I like a little heft to my phones. You know, I mean, it just makes them feel like sturdy, like they can take a hit. When they're light, it just feels cheap, like there's not a lot of stuff going on. So I personally like mine to be a little bit on the heavier side. Now, as far as the footprint and the size comparison here, I don't know if you can tell, but they're almost identically long. You see that? That's about right there. I mean, it looks like the Red Magic is a little bit taller, and yet it has a smaller screen, a 6.65 inch screen compared to the 6.9 inch screen. The thickness, oh yeah, we were just looking at that too. I think the Red Magic is no. The Galaxy is a little bit thicker here on the gray part, and along with the camera, of course, that throws it way thicker. And I'm assuming it's because of the 5,000 milliamp hour battery. Sorry, there we go. We get a better look there. But yeah, that's that. That's the thickness. The width, both very similar as well. Very similar. It looks like the Red Magic is wider as well. So there's that. Speaker grill at the bottom, opposite sides. Actually, no, I'm sorry. Same side. Or I'm assuming that's the speaker grill or the whatever. We got your buttons. The dock on the Red Magic 3 at the bottom. Headphone jack on the Red Magic 3, which is a huge plus for me. Get to wear a headset when I game. And then, as you can see, it has a fan where the volume rocker is on the Galaxy Ultra, and then it has the volume rocker and the power button a little bit lower, or a lot lower actually. Same type of placement, rocker and power button, same side, but just lower on the Red Magic. So we got that out of the way. As far as the look and the build, that's really good. Like I said, I like the colors on the Red Magic. For me, just you can't go wrong with that. I love this design. Also, we have on the right side with the Red Magic, 12 gigs of RAM, 256 gigabytes of storage, and then on the left side with the Ultra, we have as well 12 gigs of RAM as well, and the 128 gigabytes of storage. Same exact processor, the Snapdragon 865, which is the most current flagship processor. Screen size, as I've talked about before, 6.65 on the right with the Red Magic, 6.69, but it has a little punch hole thing that, I don't know, to me, I'm not really a big fan of. I mean, I guess you can kind of ignore it when you're watching stuff, but then it just randomly gets in the way. If you're looking at something, it just kind of sticks out like a sore thumb. I would have preferred the OnePlus 7 Pro, the OnePlus 8 Pro's placement. That's better. It's just not as noticeable. It's nicer. It's in the corner. It's kind of out of the way. I know a lot of people like the symmetry of the punch hole here. It's hard to see there because of the wallpaper, but when you're watching a video, it's hard to miss, or anything really. If it's on a white background, look at it. It's looking at you. It's looking right at you. It's nasty. It's creepy. That's not nice. Refresh rates, we have on the right side 144 hertz, as you can see right there. It says it at the top, 144 hertz. And on the left side, I am running this with the 120 hertz smoothness. I did upgrade it, and I've been running it like that because I really like it. Now both of them at this refresh rate are at 1080p HD. Okay, 2280 by 1080p, I believe it is. Could be wrong on that. 6.9 screen. Oh yeah, one thing I did want to say about the 6.9 screen, on certain games, or I mean at least on 8-Ball, which is one of my favorite games to play, the screen completely blacks out the notch, as you can see there. And I'm not exactly sure what that size becomes after that, because if I look at the pool on this side, the app, it looks very similar in size. Can you guys tell? Very, very similar in size. I would venture to say that maybe the Red Magic is a little bit longer. So that's something to think about on certain games. On PUBG though, punch hole actually becomes part of the screen. So it completely winds it. That's pretty cool. So 6.9, 6.65, 0.25 in difference. You guys make the call on which one you think would be cooler. So there's that. Also, one of the things I will say that I did see on the V60, which had also a 1080p panel, but only 60 hertz. When I was playing pool on the V60, the app just looked very, very crisp. And I think that's because, I don't know if there has something to do with the refresh rate, but it looks very cartoony on both of these phones. Very cartoony. And it's hard to describe. It just doesn't look as smooth, as crisp. I shouldn't say smooth because they're both very smooth, but the crispness, the detail, the ball looks like a real ball on the LG V60. On these two, I'm assuming because of refresh rate or whatever, they had to lower down the quality. I'm not sure, but it doesn't look as sharp. There you go. That's the perfect word, as sharp. So it's cartoonish on both. And the quality when watching YouTube, I like to watch this specific video when I'm watching YouTube and I compare these phones. And even when I watch my TVs, it's called 4K HDR video, HDR 4K video. I always search for that. And it's not the Costa Rica one, it's that Tiger one. If you guys ever want to test your stuff, this is a great video to watch. Because, oh, this isn't an ad. It's just the colors show up beautifully. If you have a 4K TV, 2K screen, whatever, it's just a phone. Whatever you're trying to test, it's just amazing. And then plus it has a nice little jingle to go along with it. So let's take a look real quick. As you can see there, I don't know. Me and my girlfriend, we both liked the Galaxy S20 Ultra screen. Details come a little bit sharper, even though they're both running at 1080p. It does get a lot brighter than the Red Magic. What? Because another app is controlling it. Alright, whatever. So there you have it. I don't know if you guys can see, but colors are coming up a lot better on the S20 Ultra. It's very, very nice. Very, very good. Both though, however, don't get me wrong. Just because one is a little bit brighter, a little bit better, I would say it's very, very marginal, very small. I mean, let's get a little technical. Let's throw out a number. I would say the Red Magic 5G's colors are maybe 5% downgraded. Brightness, you're along the 10 to 15% less bright, and that's just because Samsung has been doing AMOLEDs since they started the game on that, so they got more experience with it. Nubia, though, doing very well. Not a bad screen whatsoever. You're not going to be disappointed with either one. I love both as far as watching videos. So let's go ahead and move on from that. That's really good. So also on the speed department, I've only had the Ultra for a day right now, and it's been a very fast, very zippy phone. I'm actually running a launcher on this, which I'll talk about later. And it's been very good, very faithful. Haven't had any lag, any hiccups. Actually, I did have a couple of times when I was running YouTube that it randomly kicked me out. I did have some forced closes on the App Store as well when I was downloading an app. I hit install and then it would just kick me out of the app. I'm not sure it's just because it's a brand new phone. Maybe it has to get used to running certain things, but that's something to think about. Never, not even one time have I had a problem on the Red Magic. Now keep in mind, this is the Chinese version. Unfortunately, this color when this model is not going to come to the United States or the Western market, but never had a hiccup with running Android apps. Never, ever, not even once. It's crazy. It's amazing how incredible this thing is. Not even natively running Google apps right now, right? I mean, supposedly, but I ran it. I installed a bunch of stuff. And like I said before, if you guys want the tutorial, I'll do that. But never had any issues on the Red Magic so far. I've had it for about 2 weeks now. Oh yeah, RAM management. I still need to kind of go into that a little bit. Apparently now we're gonna go into Antutu really quick because, like I said, I haven't noticed a big difference on the RAM management myself. But if we go to Antutu, now I did close out a lot of apps, and then I went into both of these phones after I closed out a lot of apps, turned off location, which supposedly is going to maximize this benchmark, turned off the phones, turned them back on, and then I ran this app on both of them. Now, as you can see, the Galaxy Ultra actually started the benchmark first, and maybe by about 4 or 5 seconds. Red Magic ended up winning by about 4 seconds. Not a big difference there, but look at the numbers, man. 562,000 versus 612,000. What does that mean? I don't even know, honestly. I am not a huge, like, oh my gosh, I can just tell, man. You can just see it. But according to this benchmark, the, oh, well, I guess it doesn't have it on there. But as soon as I ran it, my RAM management, that was the lowest score on this. It was like, it's like 82,000 here. And it'd be like 84% of users. On this one, it was 138. 1,000, I believe. So that was the biggest difference that I saw on those benchmarks, and that's crazy. On the RAM, it's memory management, but it is the RAM management. Now they both have the same amount of RAM, 12 gigs of RAM. So I would assume it's because of the Samsung interface that they have on there. I think it's just too big of a package to try and install. It's never been the best, most efficient thing ever since the beginning, One UI. And I'm assuming ZTE just kind of try to keep it, very simple. Even the features that they've used. They added some features here, the always on display. They have a lock screen launcher and theme thing going on, which I'll go into a little bit later. But yeah, it's just something to think about. Red Magic memory management apparently is a lot better according to that benchmark. Let's see, usability. Nova Launcher, my first gripe about this Red Magic 5G. I think probably my least favorite part about this thing is that I cannot run a custom launcher, man. I love running Nova. Okay, it just cleans up the phone. It takes away all the weird looking apps, and it makes it look clean. Look at this. You can just see it here. You open the drawer. Oh yeah, and then over here there's no drawer over here. You have to keep them all, and I don't like that. I don't like the iPhone type of stuff. I like to have a drawer. I like to have it cleaned up. Nice everything. I can just swipe up. It's very satisfying to me. I get to see the smoothness of the screen refresh rate. Everything like that is super cool. Oh, which I actually didn't go into, and I'll talk about now. But so you can run it on the Galaxy S10 Ultra. I'm sorry, Galaxy S20 Ultra. You could run it on also on the LG V60. Cannot do that on the Red Magic. I'm not sure if it'll be able to eventually, but who knows? I hope they do. I really hope that maybe when I flash it over to the global ROM, it'll be able to do that. Refresh rates. So as I was speaking about earlier, 120 on the left, 144 on the right. Can I tell the difference? Honestly, right now that I'm looking at it, you know what? There is a ever so slight, kind of barely there. I mean, is it my imagination because I know the difference? If I thought these were both 120, I don't know. But I do see this, more responsive compared to this one. Just the hair, I mean, super hard to see with the naked eye. So I would say there's very little difference. I mean, are you going to be able to get, oh my gosh, I got to go for 144 hertz. If you're a gamer, that's where usually games are maxed out at. So you're probably going to want over here. Not a lot of apps supported natively. However, 120 hertz, I think is awesome. I had it on my Rogue phone too. I think it's great. Also, let's see. Netflix and Disney Plus are not, I'm still not able to get that on the right here with the Red Magic 5G. Every time I go into the App Store and I search it, it doesn't find it. Apparently this phone, because of the Chinese nativity, whatever you want to say, nativeness, it does not support those two apps, which, I mean, to be 100% honest, I'm not always watching Netflix on my phones. I usually have my TVs for that or whatever. But it's nice to have. You can download your shows. If you're ever in a place where, you're bored or whatever and you want to watch some Netflix that you downloaded on, I like that. I like having the big storage so I can download shows to watch offline. Disney Plus, same thing. They have cool stuff on there. I like to have it. You can do that on the S20 Ultra. You cannot do that on Netflix. So that maybe if you want to get this phone and you got a good case on it and you want to have your kids on it sometimes to watch Netflix or Disney Plus, you might want to go with the S20 Ultra over the Red Magic 5G. The Chinese version, at least. I'm not sure on the global one. I haven't heard anything about that. What else? So that's it. And then also, the camera. I have to talk about the camera. I mean, I think it goes without saying. You guys both know. I mean, all you guys know what's going to be better. I mean, the S20 Ultra advertises this thing. Okay, you can zoom in 100 times. I don't know why we want to zoom in that much on this kind of camera, but hey, people like to do crazy stuff. Apparently, the just from what I've seen in other reviews, and you guys can look over there, the camera on this 100 times is not usable. I did zoom it in about 30 times into my TV, and it looked really good. I thought that was super awesome. But I'm gonna actually go into a picture here that I took of a red controller, and I prefer this camera 100 times. And that's one of the reasons why I bought this phone. Honestly, the V60 had a great camera. This Red Magic does not have a good camera. It's not a secret. I think most of you guys already know that. And this is without the flash on both phones. I took it on both phones. Oh yeah, I didn't even. You know what? I haven't even put up the fingerprint scanner on the S20 Ultra. So sorry about that, guys. I'm not sure which one will be faster. From what I hear, the ultrasonic fingerprint scanner on the S20 Ultra is not very good compared to this. This is forget what kind of scanner this is. It's the same as the OnePlus 7 Pro. It's not sonic. It's like visual. What the heck am I doing? Oh yeah, the gallery. So here we go. And let's look at these two. Now I am filming on a P20 Pro. Oh, that's with the camera. Okay, this is without flash. I don't know if you guys can see that, but colors on the left with the S20 Ultra, just beautiful red magma looking dude. On the right, it's almost like a pinkish orange, I guess you could say. It's just the hue, not very nice. It doesn't look bad. If you just had this phone, you're like, oh, that's a nice picture. But as soon as you bring this one out, like the colors are so vivid, it just captures the colors of the controller so much better. You're gonna be able to tell. I mean, I'm sure you guys can see it in the video. Oops. Now also, we have it with the flash here. Now, I will say colors are not as different here. It's pretty hard to tell, but vaguely, this controller does have a little bit of orange right there, and it does show up a lot better than on this one. Actually, why don't we just zoom in there? That part is supposed to be more orange yellow right here, and you can see on this side with the Red Magic, it's almost like a pink, and on this side, you can clearly tell it's a yellow or orange. So there's that. detail though. Let's see which one has detail. You can see some dust from my playing. Which one has the better detail? Ooh, man. Hands down, the S20 Ultra was able to go closer. And I think it does look better. And then another picture we have. Oh, I guess that was it. So those are the two pictures I took with the camera. If you're going to buy the S20 Ultra for the camera, if you're looking for a phone with a good camera, you're going to have to get the S20 Ultra. You're going to have to, you know. But if you're a gamer like me, I like to play PUBG. I like to play every now and again the Call of Duty game. Apparently, this just runs games much better. It spanked the heck out of the S20 Ultra with the Antutu benchmark. So take that as you may. However, if that means a lot to you, you might want to think about those things. And that's my review. It's a real quick review. Like I said, I haven't done everything. The battery test, I haven't really gone too deep in. The RAM management, I haven't really, because I haven't been using the S20 Ultra that much. So those are the things to think about. If you have any questions, I am going to try to hang on to the S20 Ultra a little bit longer than I have two other phones, just to kind of keep both as switch back and forth. I want to take pictures with this. I want to run this with the 5,000 milliamp hour battery. I want to see how it is. I want to try it out. I want to see if Samsung can keep up with my favorite, Red Magic 5G. So thank you guys for watching. If you have any questions, again, let me know what's up, and have a good night.